and baton passings don't take place in an instant. They do take place over a little bit of time. And not only is every fast casual dining establishment in Denver, Boulder very happy that Phil has returned, but I'll also say he's already started that transition. And last week Dale was down in our office, and I asked Dale, well Dale, has Phil's transition started? Has he eaten your lunch yet? By which I meant literally, has he started eating off of your plate at lunch? And Dale started laughing uncontrollably because the day before, Phil had in fact eaten half of Dale's lunch. Which Dale said was very good, and Dale was hungry and a little disappointed that Phil ate half of his lunch. So it's good to know that while some things change, while institutions grow and flourish and get bigger, that some things don't. And with that, Dale, I think if you're having dinner tonight, Phil will be with you, and he does like the vegetarian entree. So with that, I give you the Dean of University of Colorado Law School, Phil Weiser.
I will say, in my defense, the first time I think I ate something off Phil's plate was a French fry. Which you're kind of allowed to share. The experience most recently was at a Chinese restaurant last week where, you know, they did look really good. It's time to share some with me then as well. I want to first start by thanking two people who haven't been acknowledged yet. First is Pat Hatfield, who has really shared Dale with us all. I'm so grateful that Pat is so generous in support of Dale. We feel he belongs to all of us. He really belongs to Pat, and she shares him. So we're very grateful. The fact that they met at the FCC is a nice metaphor for their engagement with our community, and so we're very lucky to have both of them. And I remember that 2 years ago when I felt like that relative moving away, with a lot of guilt leaving my family. And the only solace I had, which Anna didn't totally believe me, was two. One is, Anna, you can do a lot more than you think you can. And threefold. Number two, there's a community of people like Ray, Brad, and Paul who all can and will contribute a lot. And third, and most importantly, we have Dale. And Dale can be a guiding spirit. And so, what I want to touch on my remarks, picking up on some things that have been said, but yet not by everybody yet, is a word or two about David Getches, that people having focused on it. He's someone very special to all of us as the Dean of Law School until last Friday when I took over. A minute or two about my time in DC, a minute or two about the mission of Silicon Flatirons, and then a little bit about Dale. I'll go easy on Dale. Dale knows this whenever he's on a panel. Because he's so modest, he's so fun to embarrass. And he is someone who gives and gives and gives, and really rarely allows you to give back to him. So one thing that I want to say for all of us, which is great, Dale, that you allowed us to do this today. And the reason he allowed us is because he's so happy he is passing off his responsibilities. So that was the reason he could do it. But the reason it's important for us is, in David Getch's passing away reminds us, it's important to acknowledge people while they're alive. A lot of people right now are feeling so remorseful they haven't been able to acknowledge David and all he gave. And so for all of us, one lesson, and David very much, Paul said it, like Dale, is so modest. He kind of didn't want people to, sing his praises. But for us, we need to sing and acknowledge people like David and like Dale. What David was to me as a mentor is something I'm still grappling with, because I didn't think I'd be doing this job without him helping mentor me. I never was doing Silicon Flatirons without Dale, and I'm so glad Dale is here with us and able to be a mentor. Really, they are kindred spirits, David and Dale. The level of selflessness, commitment to service, and commitment to intellectual honesty, both of them embody, are things that are guiding lights for me, so that whether it's being dean or in Silicon Flatirons, what would David do or what would Dale do? Are questions I ask myself all the time. I'm lucky that I can ask Dale, what would you do here? And that's why leaving this program in his hands felt to me like it would be fine, because I knew that his spirit would always be towards true north. And the program has thrived, and indeed, I think it's fair to say, continued to develop in great ways. What's worth underscoring, if you look at the brochure that Anna said, look at all this happening, I don't know what pages, I think 4 or 5, it talks about the mission of Silicon Flatirons, which is really the mission that flows from Dale's essence and his commitments. First and foremost, elevating the debate. A lot of what Silicon Flatirons is able to contribute is raising the level of discourse around technology policy. This is something that really Dale's whole career is defined by, not just a teacher, but a teacher with high levels of rigor and intellectual honesty that disciplines debate. That's something that's so valuable. Dale has helped be our true north in that respect. Second, and this has emerged from Dale's values, and Brad Bernball's been the ones who really helped drive this, the commitment to catalyzing and supporting entrepreneurship. That's something that Silicon Flatirons has taken a huge investment and commitment to. It is something that will continue. There's a lot of opportunity around that. Third, and this is something that's been talked about, but I'll say it again, inspiring, training, and placing students with jobs. At some level, it's all about the students is a quality that Dale embodies so very well. How many former students here are in the audience? This is a powerful legacy that continues to reverberate in different ways. Over the years, Dale has taught hundreds and indeed thousands of students, all of whom have the sort of experience Brad mentioned. And the students of the Silicon Flatirons community have been welcomed in as part of this family. And for those of you who are recent grads, it's increasingly scary out there. There's not the same type of opportunities. And having a mentor and having a support system, the sorts of values that Dale embodies, matters more now than ever. And so when it came to naming something after Dale, and Brian Tremont has been really critical in this, the Dale Hatfield Scholars Program is a perfect way to honor his legacy, and the students that have been going through that have had terrific experiences. And we've been able to build on that and engage students, and that's very befitting of his legacy. Let me say a word or two about DC. It was a terrific experience. There'll be an event this fall. I'll tell you a little bit more about it. I will say it is amazing how well my training here with Dale and Silicon Flatirons prepared me. Henry Kissinger has a famous quote about serving in government, which is you go in, and Dale gave me a version of this quote, he never told me it was from Kissinger. Your intellectual capital supply is a certain amount, and it diminishes every day you're in government. For Judge Williams, I will say there's an exception for the judiciary, which operates by its own rules. For the executive branch and the legislative branch, I can certainly validate this. You don't have a lot of time to learn in government. And I learned for 10 years from Dale, so I was equipped to work on issues and bring the values that I had learned here. I will say that the ability to have that rigor and to tell the difference between a good argument and a bad argument is something that was able to serve me well. Also having a community and relationships. In a world of tech policy where I got to know people here at Silicon Flatirons, that was enormously valuable because you can have some ability to understand where people are coming from and know what people are telling you straight. That was very valuable. Even with all that, I will say it is very challenging to help change policy and to lead in government. That is a point which I didn't fully appreciate before, how much inertia, more than anything else, drives policy. And that's something I tried to fight hard against. It's not easy, but that again was something Dale had taught me. So we are all, Dale, so lucky that you've been a part of our community. It is, like people said, hard to say we're letting you go because we're not letting you go. It was very funny when the announcement happened. I think Anna may have emailed me, some reporter from ComDale or something said, is Dale going to have any position in Silicon Flatirons afterwards? And we were like, of course. And we are going to keep you as our killer application and really our guide. So with that, I will officially take over the baton. Hopefully we have as seamless as the